So which category were you judging?
We were judging the music video category, which was, it actually went really smoothly, which was good.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever done it, so it was an honour and exciting to be here.
Yeah.
So.
And how was the standard, do you think?
The standard was pretty high. I mean, there's a lot of the usual suspects which have been floating around the award circuit this year. I'd say there was a pretty good mix in there. So,
yeah. Were there things that surprised you?
There were a couple of things that did surprise me that I hadn't actually seen until the pre-judging, which were stuff which I hadn't even seen in America. So it was exciting to be able to see a load of work that we hadn't seen before. And then there was, of course, the usual suspects that people.
Yeah. And were there any trends, do you think, in music videos that came through from looking at the stuff?
No, I think it was actually a pretty kind of broken up list. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in it, which was nice to see. Some years you get a lot of typography and stuff, and there was some of that this year, but on the most part there was a good cross section.
Yeah.
So it was nice in that sense. It made it easier because you weren't comparing things. You were actually distinctly looking at the work on its merit.
Yeah. And obviously you did the Radiohead video,
yeah.
Which is kind of technical innovation. Did you see other things that were kind of going that way, do you think?
Not so much. I mean, I think the obvious ones that stand out would be some of the things like the Wanderlust video, which is just amazingly art directed, and everything about him is just impeccable. I mean, nothing on the technological side. There was some great animation stuff, which is definitely pushing some boundaries. Yeah, I mean, I think the Radiohead thing is such a kind of bizarre technique that I think people would be too frightened to use something like that so quickly, I would be.
Yeah. How's it all been with that? Because that's such a massive response.
Yeah, I mean, it's been. I mean, I kind of took myself away from it for a little while afterwards, just because it drained me by doing 3.5 months of post on it, yeah, no, I mean, it's amazing that it's been received so well. I mean, when you go into something like that, you have no idea how people are going to perceive it, because it could be one extreme or the other, and so I'm really thankful that it kind of went the other way. And I was even, when it got nominated for a Grammy, it was pretty amazing that they're notorious for being kind of not thinking outside of the box. So
yeah,
that was nice. Yeah,
that's very good. And just going back to the judging here, obviously budgets are often a question in music videos. Do you think, looking at the stuff here, that there's a noticeable problem with that still, or do you think the good work still manages to come through?
The good work still comes through. I think budgets is definitely noticeable, for sure. I mean, you see a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people fib about the budgets when they put their entries in, because I've read some numbers which I just don't buy. But I think it does affect. But then I think you have to take that into account with the judging. What you're doing is you know the parameters in which these people have to work in. So therefore, I think collectively as a group, we sat there and recognised that something was made for probably not a lot of money, and really how much work has gone into it. So.
Okay, so all that was part of the judging process.
I think so. I think it kind of has to be now. I mean, but I think the other thing that we were very conscious of is, like, you have that initial discussion, and then what you do is you kind of throw the money out the window. It becomes about the work and about how good the work is, and so.
Yeah, because I guess the people watching it on.
Yeah, because otherwise it becomes difficult to kind of say this video. It's great because it was $5,000, and so you kind of have to throw it. The video has to be great because it's great.